Starting in the 19th century, millions of tons of limestone have been used to create Chicago's built environment. Limestone has been particularly popular for the construction of university buildings like the ones we see on the campus of Northwestern University, a private research university and liberal arts college located in Evanston, Illinois, approximately 12 miles north of downtown Chicago. Majority of the campus lies on the shoreline next to Lake Michigan, offering scenic vistas across campus. There are more than 20 campus buildings constructed before 1965 that use massive limestone blocks as supporting structure. This draws from the Neo-Gothic movement that took place during the 19th century on many university campuses. These blocks appear on the exterior facade to showcase the importance of a thick monolithic stone-bearing system, perhaps to greater enforce the weight of education and the institution. In the beginning of the 20th century, Northwestern University mandated that all future projects were required to use limestone on the exterior facade. Today, the updated version of the school's design guide and technical standards require more specific details. The most notable specification is the use of limestone on the exterior facade. In the case of the Northwestern Main Library, architect Walter Netsch realized what some have called a balanced approach to the Gothic style of the nearby Deering Library. His proposition was to connect the old library with the new library by conveying a quote-unquote new understanding of how limestone can be used on the exterior facade. The entire site incorporates the original Deering Library, a central plaza, an entrance, 3 towers, and a connecting bridge to interconnect the 3 towers. In 1964, during the schematic design phase, Netsch was faced with a predicament. Being a brutalist, he naturally preferred concrete as the main material for construction to form the geometric volumes he intended to exploit. Yet Netsch was expected to comply with university policy. As a result, he concocted his own understanding by deliberately serrating a fluted texture on limestone panels to falsely appear as monolithic reinforced concrete. Here we begin to see the transition of limestone being used as a structural element to more of a technique to create an enclosed envelope. Limestone panels encapsulate the entire structural frame of cast-in-place reinforced concrete slabs and columns by using a clip-on and off method. This method allows for a modification to take place in terms of connectivity. In the past, the use of thick limestone blocks required mortar to be exposed on the exterior to show connectivity. However, with this new method of clip-on and off, the connection between each panel is hidden within the slab to produce what some might consider being a faux finish. The narrative of limestone's move from a heavy block component to an exterior panel continues through some examples on campus, such as the Sealy Mud Library, Center for Musical Arts, and the Visitor Center. Here the limestone is only a surface application. It is a thin veneer hung from supports and in a sense faux or false as it relates to its conventionally massive load-bearing use. Through different applications, faux finishes can be analyzed in 3 different ways. First, limestone is used in a way that is disingenuous to the properties of the material. Creating panels is not typical in relation to the material properties of limestone. The veneer method alters the material properties of original limestone into a thin piece of material. The second is that a disguised appearance can be applied to limestone. Panels are disguised to appear like concrete by imitating the chatson texture. Finally, faux finish is not a concept that applies exclusively to the exteriors of buildings. Most commonly used in interior decorating, like countertops and wall finishes, typically used to produce expensive material applications through inexpensive means, such as a painting to look like marble or formica or laminate to look like granite. These manipulations of material is interpreted as means to produce new variation of the exterior facade for Northwestern University's main library. The reproduction of the existing facade can explore more possibilities of material value transformation. The different layers of the building envelope reinforce the understanding that the limestone panels operate as a faux finish. The front face wall section show multiple materials integrated together to create the majority of the skin, while the side face wall shows a condensed shell of layers to contribute to the continuous crust around the library. Removing those layers exposes the structural frame. There is a direct relationship of functionality between the radial spatial organization of the interior and the radial structural framing, which leads to efficient utilization of space. Regardless of functionality and program, the design was to represent another variation of how limestone can be applied on the exterior facade. The same approach as the existing limestone panels mimicking concrete, the new variation transforms the existing panel format into more of a transparent component. By using glass panels, transparency reveals the interior space from the exterior. The visual information of the material properties can still be conveyed from the exterior by using an image of limestone to comply with university policy. Therefore, an image of limestone texture was inserted behind the glass panel to appear as if the glass panels are made with limestone. Limestone panels are mimicked with transparent panels with an attached image of limestone texture. Behind the faux finish of the image of limestone texture, steel I-beams, glass supporting fins, and spider fittings are used to brace the new facade. The technique of bracing and connectivity relates back to the clip-on and off method used in the existing building and how that concept can be altered to fit the new design. This variation tests the new method of displaying materiality and how material value can be transferred into an image. With the material properties condensed, imitated, and transformed from a thick mass into an image layer, it offers many possibilities in the direction in which architectural components can be expressed and valued.